everybody, and welcome back to another Menu Monday. This is going to be a fantastic video because I have been very busy. I have done deep fry, air fry, instant pot, crock pot, you name it, it's in this video. So without further ado, let's get cooking. Today I was going to cook some pork chops, and there was a rub that I looked up, but I decided to use these two seasonings, and it was so good that I'm saving it as a recipe. So I wanted to share it with you guys. The first thing I did was spray my air fryer basket with some olive oil and turn on the air fryer. Now I sprayed each pork chop lightly with a little olive oil, and then I rubbed in the Uncle Chris's seasoning and the tenderizer, meat tenderizer, but it was a seasoned one. I'll try to find them. I know I got the Uncle Chris's on Amazon, so I can put the link below, and I will try to do the tenderizer as well with the recipe ingredients so that you can easily find those if you don't already have them. So I did this to each pork chop until my basket was full. Since I already had the air fryer going, I decided to put my broccoli in there. I had this in the freezer, it's frozen, so I just sprayed it or sprinkled it with some olive oil, and I used the Uncle Chris's seasoning. I did not use the tenderizer on this. So I just get that all over it, turn it over, I put some more on the other side, and then I popped it in the oven along with the pork chops. The broccoli was ready. It had a nice char on it, so I just covered that up to keep it warm. And then the pork chops came out a little while later. I did check the temperature to make sure they were cooked all the way through, and then I covered them and let them rest for about 5 minutes, and that helps, apparently, so I read, to get the juices settled, and it's a juicier pork chop. And it was so good. Please try these rubs. They're very, very good. You could even put them on the grill. Here are our finished plates, and I'll put the ingredients at the end, and then, like I said, I'll try to find links so I can put it on the website, and that will be in the comment box below. Today I set out to make some simple chicken tacos. So I did this in the crock pot or slow cooker. I added peppers, and then the chicken. I didn't have chicken breasts this week. There was no chicken in the market. All I could find, or no chicken breasts rather. All I could find was chicken tenderloins, and I do not like that vein that runs through it, so I had to cut off or pull all those out. I have shown this before, and I'll show you on the first one how I did it, and then I'm going to speed it up for you. I'm just putting all the peppers with my black beans that I've rinsed. So you get a hold of the vein, and you hold it with the paper towel, and then you pull with the fork to pull it out. Super simple, and if you have a fetish about that vein, that's how you do it. So let's speed this up and get this process done. Now I'm going to add everything else to the slow cooker, starting with the taco seasoning. I have this container, so I don't use packets right now. So I just sort of sprinkled what I thought was adequate. I ended up adding a little more after I put everything else in. I put in the black beans that I rinsed and drained, the peppers that I cut up and washed, and then the salsa. I set this to cook 4 hours on low, and then I had planned on just serving them in burritos, but we had just had the fried egg rolls, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to fry my burritos. So I cut up the chicken first, and then I heated up the grease. I mixed up all the ingredients, and then I rolled them up in the burritos, and then I put them into the grease. Now, after I didn't have a recipe for the deep frying part, so I kind of Googled it, but found out that deep fried burritos are also known as chimichangas. And the other ingredients that people usually use is rice and cheese, as well as beans and your meats and stuff. So I put that in the ingredients at the end, just so that if I make these again, I'll know to add rice and cheese, and also for you guys if you want to make them as chimichangas. The flour tortillas with the chicken taco mixture in it are good too. That's how we've always done that, but these were really good. I don't know that I need deep fried food all the time, so it's not something I would make all the time, but it was really good. So definitely give it a try and see how you like it, and let me know. Here are your ingredients. Today we're going to do Hawaiian chicken in the Instant Pot. I have done this before in the crock pot. It was July 6th of 2020. If you go to our website, rvlifeintheusa.com, click on the link that says find a recipe and go to that date. You'll be able to find the one for the crock pot. So for the Instant Pot, the first thing I did was put the rice and the water into the little pan that sits on top of the Hawaiian chicken, so everything cooks at once here. The chicken is supposed to be in bite-sized pieces, so you see me cutting that up here. Now we're going to season the chicken. The next step is to fry up the bell pepper. Now once this is cooked, take it out. I put it back in with everything else and cooked it under pressure, but you're really supposed to just add it at the end, so learn by my mistake there. Now we're going to cook up the chicken. I did add a little olive oil, but it wasn't enough. This was sticking on the bottom, so I added a little more. Now the chicken's done, we're going to add in the onions and cook those for a little while. Alright, there's my mistake, putting the peppers back in. It did taste good, so if you want to do that, that's fine. But it does say to leave until the end. So I'm adding in the garlic and the ginger. I'm going to put in some red pepper flakes and a sprinkle of salt. Now for the pineapple, and don't drain those, you put the juice in there as well. Last but not least, the barbecue sauce. Now I tried so many pots and pans and dishes to get this on a trivet, but I just didn't have one, so I just ended up putting the pan of rice right on top of the chicken and everything, and it worked just fine. So if you don't have this 3-inch trivet that it calls for, you can just put it on top like I did. It made absolutely no difference. It's a 3-minute pressure cook and then a 10-minute natural release, and then release the rest of the pressure. The rice came out perfect, so did everything else. I'm putting in a cornstarch slurry here to thicken up the sauce. Worked very well. And then we're going to go ahead and serve this in a bowl. It was absolutely delicious. I can't believe I haven't made Hawaiian chicken since 2020. So definitely give this one or the slow cooker one a try. They were both delicious. Here are your ingredients. I've made cabbage rolls on the channel before in the slow cooker, but today it was really hot, so I thought, well, instead of running the crock pot all day, I would go ahead and use the Instant Pot and try it this way. So the first thing you do is put water in the bottom of the insert, then you put a trivet on there, a pan, you put your rice in there with the water, and put the cabbage on top. You cook this for 5 minutes and do a quick release, and everything was ready. You get the cabbage out and then the rice. Clean the insert and replace it back into the Instant Pot. Now to make the filling, I already have my diced onions in there and my garlic powder, so now I'm adding salt and pepper and the rest of the ingredients, which will be at the end of this clip, also on our website, rvlifeintheusa.com, and the link to that blog is going to be in the comment box below. Speeding this up, I'm basically just getting all the cabbage leaves off that I need to use it, and then with the remainder that's kind of hard in the middle, I'm going to cut that up. It says to cut it into 8 wedges and then put it in the bottom of the Instant Pot. So I'm putting my water back in because I've cleaned the insert, and now I'm going to go ahead and cut up the cabbage that's left, get that in there, and we'll start making the rolls. Now to make the rolls, you just thin out the vein at the bottom and then put in about a 1/4 to a 1/3 cup of the meat and then roll it up. My leaves weren't all perfect. It doesn't matter, as long as once you get them rolled up, they'll be just fine, so don't worry about that. Once all your meat mixtures used up and you got all your rolls in the Instant Pot, I'll make sauce to go on top. So I'm adding those ingredients here. Probably should have melted the butter, but it's going to melt in the Instant Pot anyway. And I don't know what happened to this lid. It didn't come off all the way, but things happen. So we'll get all in there and then we're going to whisk this up. to pour this over the cabbage rolls. I'm going to put the lid on. We're going to cook this for 18 minutes, and then we're going to do a natural release for 15. Then after that, you're going to go ahead and release any extra pressure that's in there and wait till the button comes down. We're going to make the cornstarch slurry. We're going to remove the cabbage rolls. Now remove the extra cabbage, and then we're going to put in the cornstarch slurry, set it to saute, and thicken the sauce that you'll serve on top of the cabbage rolls. This was absolutely delicious and an easy way to make them, so give it a try if you want to do it quickly and it's hot and you don't want all that heat in your house. I hope you enjoyed this week's meals. They were all different and new to me. Like I said, the Hawaiian chicken I had done in the crock pot back in 2020, but not the Instant Pot, and it was so easy and quick. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. My husband and I travel full-time in the RV. We go job to job and move around the country, and then in between jobs we visit places, and we'll bring that to you too. So if you made it to the end of my video, please leave me a summer emoji, something to do with the beach or something like that. Beach balls, you name it, anything summer related would be great. And I thank you for watching and following along on my Menu Monday videos. I really enjoy talking to y'all in the comments. So you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye guys.